Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to NBC News Channel's 13 Now, your own personalized, amazing YouTube newscast. Hello, everybody. I'm your friendly neighborhood anchor, Steve Cooge, and boy, do we have a treat for you tonight because we have the astonishingly accurate meteorologist, Rachel Teedy, here to school us on just what the weather is going to be. If you've never seen a 13 Now broadcast before, well, here's how it works. We're going to break down some of the hottest stories happening right now in upstate New York and leave you with a bit of an idea of what the weather's going to be like tomorrow before you head out the door. So, Rachel, you feeling good?
There we go. Now I'm not muted. So let's talk about our forecast here, Steve, because it was so warm today and it was so nice and it was in the 50s. We did not break that record, strangely enough, but we are unfortunately going to see a cool down as we get into the next several days. So let's take a look outside here at Saratoga Springs. Can we make this a little bit bigger?
We totally can.
Perfect. So this is Saratoga Springs and 41 degrees out there right now, feeling like it's 38. So we do have a little bit of that wind chill and it's going to stay a little bit breezy as we head into tonight as well. So these temperatures feel a little bit colder than what they show. These are your straight temperatures. 41 degrees at the Albany International Airport, 37 in Duanesburg, 43 in Kinderhook here tonight, and 38 in Steventown. So this is what we got up to. We got up to 56 degrees today. The record is 59, set back in 1984. So we did not get there, but 38 is the normal temperature for this time of year. So we were well above average. And the last 2 weeks show us sort of all over the board here, below average for a while, above average, below average, above average. So we will creep closer to average starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, your hour by hour looks like this. By 9 a.m., it's going to be in the 30s, and we'll warm up to the 40s by the middle of the day, but we are going to start to see the next round of rain and snow for some creep in the dinner time hours. So an hour by hour breakdown shows those clouds across the region for your commute Wednesday morning and the lunchtime hour. No issues except for the clouds. By the time we get to the dinner time hour, we start to see the rain and the snow move in. And by 7:45, everybody is seeing some form of precipitation. Snow for the higher elevations, rain for the lower elevations. By 1 a.m., we're starting to see the back edge of this. And by the time everybody wakes up on Thursday morning, it looks like we are mostly in the clear here and we're dry throughout the day on Thursday. So clouds will be around though. So by the end of all of this, this is what it's going to look like snowfall wise. We're going to have mostly rain in the valleys with those very highest peaks seeing a couple inches, but the rest of us seeing up to 1 inch. So for tonight, 32 degrees, mostly cloudy with relatively mild conditions. For tomorrow, 42, thickening clouds, that rain moving in with the wet snow in the hills and the mountains. 7-day planner looks like this. Once we get to Friday and Saturday, another small chance for snow, but we really drop down those overnight temperatures Saturday night and Sunday night in the single digits and feeling colder than that with your wind chill factor. So keep that in mind, staying in the sunshine for Monday and Tuesday, getting up to the lower 30s.
I mean, it was so nice having that great break of the sunshine and the warmth today. Hopefully everybody watching had a chance to get out and enjoy it. For me, I was just trying to grab a shovel and break up some of the frozen ice chunks that have formed in my driveway. My poor son, Asher, he bit it pretty hard, running to the car to get to the school bus stop this morning, slipped on the ice and oh, Dad, I heard my bottom all wet from this melted ice. Okay, I'll duly noted. I will fix that before you come home from school today. Anyway, so I made that happen just in time for things to freeze over once again.
Yeah, no kidding. It's good to get that gone now because otherwise it just sort of builds up.
Yeah. All right. Well, Rachel, I'm going to cut you loose because I know you have a whole forecast to put together for us on NBC News Channel 13 coming up at 11 o'clock. So we'll see you again on NBC at 11. Thank you, though, for sharing your time with us.
Of course. See you later.
All right. All right. Now, for the rest of you guys out there, we have got some interesting stuff happening in the area. First off, we have an incredible piece of body camera footage from a police officer. This is caught on tape. Officer dragged by a car in Saratoga. A woman who was allegedly driving drunk nearly killed this officer. It all happened at a traffic stop. The woman finally being sentenced right now for this crime you see happening right here. Watch this. This guy allegedly trying to pull over this woman who was apparently driving drunk. He tried to issue her a citation. She did not stop. She just took off running. She was later caught in another county. The woman is 44-year-old Teresa Travis. She was pulled over last spring by a Saratoga Springs police sergeant. His name is Adam Dingman. Body camera footage captured the whole thing. Dingman was pretty badly hurt, unfortunately. He had a sprained wrist, some broken bones, a number of lacerations and cuts. Dingman thinks he told the judge he might not be able to work ever again because of the severity of his injuries. He's been with the Saratoga Springs Police Department for a couple of decades now, served in the military before that. So he's in his 50s, suffered some bad injuries. We wish him any type of recovery he can possibly make. It'd be great to have him back on the force, but because of this incident right here, he is not going to be returning anytime soon, unfortunately. As for the woman that we saw right there, Teresa Travis, she's been sentenced to 5 years in prison. She started serving that today. She was sentenced for drunk driving as well as assaulting a police officer. Again, it turns out she had a couple of warrants for previous DWIs, and she just made all of that way worse by fleeing from an officer and doing so in a manner that led to that police officer, Mr. Dingman, Sergeant Dingman, getting hurt. So let that be a lesson. Just if you're in trouble, just sit there and take it, because she has to do 5 years in prison now because of that. Well, switching over to this other story in Bethlehem tonight, the people there really can't get a break with their water. It tastes awful, and according to people we've talked to, it just straight up smells bad out there. The water supply in Bethlehem, something is going on. We're digging into that tonight. Apparently, it's been happening for weeks in Bethlehem. We're told by experts there was some sort of an algae bloom at the Vly Creek Reservoir in New Scotland. That algae bloom has all cleared up at the reservoir thanks to some water treatment, but the water itself, the remnants of that algae bloom, have gotten into the water supply. The commissioner of Bethlehem Public Works says it's safe, the water is good to drink, but it has an leftover smell because of what happened. Thousands of water pipes connect to this reservoir, and all of that needs to be flushed out, according to the Bethlehem Public Works commissioner. You can flush out your own reservoir by running your cold water for a few minutes. It might take that, it might take more. It could take a couple of weeks before this is all said and done, unfortunately. According to the Public Works Commissioner, there's no timeline right now on when the water won't taste horrible or smell a little funky. It could take about a week or so, hopefully sooner than that, hopefully before the relatives and in-laws come to visit you for Christmas, because that's not going to be a very cheerful thing when they turn on the tap water and it smells bad and tastes even worse. So, our thoughts and prayers to everybody out in Bethlehem. Again, the water is safe to drink, according to the Public Works Commissioner. The algae bloom that happened in New Scotland that led to this in Bethlehem, not toxic, it just stinks. So, fortunately, it's something we got to put up with for a little while longer. Well, I always like to end these 13 Now newscasts with some positivity. And the positivity we have for you is that the minimum wage in New York is going up. It'll be going up 50 cents as of January 1st. That's great news. What a way to ring in the new year. A little more money for people earning the minimum wage in the state of New York. The minimum wage is increasing now in the state of New York to $15.50 statewide. However, if you're working down in New York City, got any friends and family who are down there, the minimum wage in the Big Apple, that'll be $16.50 per hour. This adjustment is all part of New York's multi-year agreement between Governor Kathy Hochul and the state legislature to increase the minimum wage and keep it competitive with inflation. So, thanks to the governor and the state legislature in New York, people earning minimum wage are going to be getting a little bit more for the rest of, the rest of whenever. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching us. Again, we are so appreciative of you here. Hopefully you enjoyed those stories. We got a lot more coming up for you on NBC News Channel 13 at 11 o'clock over on, where else? Yeah, NBC. Hopefully we see you there. It's been a great having you. However, if you think, you know what, Steve, just too late, can't stay up, I got to go to bed, I get it, totally understand. Got the kids, and they wear you out. Trust me, I've been there. Anyway, we'll see you at 11 o'clock, and if not, I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, make it a great rest of your night. Bye. Hello, Christine. You had a long day. Did you notice that I cleaned the house your favorite way?